Welcome to episode 50 of the Husky Barbu.
Cool.
Yes, after a week of a hiatus, we are back. This is your Husky Barbu, Ariel, and welcome you back to what we are calling the Husky Barbu podcast, the Schrodinger's cat podcast, if you will. The podcast that neither exists or doesn't exist, unless you find out for yourself for nefarious reasons that only are clear to your head, because Lord knows I am doing everything in my power to have this podcast not be as popular as it should be, what with the beautiful earth-shattering content that I provide and or with the little to no promotion that I provide on this podcast. Either way, you are welcome for being semi-entertained by whatever the hell is going through my head. Okay. Do I need to explain why I took a hiatus last week? There's a short and long version of it, I guess. And usually very long-winded answers that are boring as hell and very self-indulgent, and well, just keep it short and sweet. The reason is that I just didn't feel that I had any material to give. Now, normally, that is the case every time I pick up this microphone and start recording, but a lot of shit happened the past week with a lot of parts of me going away. This month of May has been running roughshod on everybody's childhood. I mean, a lot of celebrities have passed away this month. And the one that hit me the hardest was, because I'm a wrestling fan, it was New Jack. And he died of a heart attack. I mean, we lost Charles Grodin also this past few weeks ago. And there's a lot of people that have passed away. And, well, that's life. That's what's bound to happen. We're not all here forever. But it's amazing that, as accustomed to the concept of death as we ought to be. Because, I mean, have we had any family members that passed away? Have we had any, pets that have passed away? It is obviously clear for our feeble minds that the concept of death is a real, very real one. And we are kind of aware that, yeah, it can happen anytime and it can happen to anyone, even the ones that are, even yours truly who is speaking right now. It could happen to me, a few hours from now? I don't know. But yet again, we live in the moment, and for the moment, we think it is immortal, and we don't give it that much of a thought. We just go on and continue. But then it hits you close to home when people that you admire, people that you care about, family members that you love, suddenly bite the dust, and then it's like, oh shit, this is real. And then you're like,
When will do that?
Exactly. You're like, you don't know what the hell you're going to do. And your mind is like,
I'm not fucking leaving!
You don't want to leave. You want to stay. You want to get here. You want to stay here because you got a lot of, you got a lot of...
Wait a minute! What's happening to my special purpose?
Exactly. You're just thinking and going about with emotions, and you just want to stay. You don't want to go. But guess what? Very few people get to talk about or get to decide when is their time to say goodbye. unless you're suicidal. And at which point I hope you're not, and please take care of that, because I don't know what to tell you, because I don't know.
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
Apparently I do not, Mr. Jackson. I do not. So I hope that you guys are well. That was a long ass and weird ass introduction, and to letting you know, how my feelings are. But Tony would say,
you know what? I wet my ass with your feelings.
yeah. And I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah, I'm used to it. So, yeah, that's basically what has been going on this past week, where I have done nothing in terms of the podcast world. This week, I'll be self-indulgent, because what else can I talk about? I mean, you don't want me to be Mr. Current Affairs. Why the hell should I talk about that? Like, well, we can. Like, who gives a shit? Who the fuck is listening to this shit? Who the fuck is listening to this? I see. I check the numbers. I see. Nobody's listening to this shit. I just throw this out there in the ether, hoping and coping that somebody might listen to this, and I might find a fellow soul that is conflicted as I am, that is going through the motions as I am, but in reality, it's not. It's not happening. No, there's very few people that interest this type of shit that I'm in, because I'm in a very particular kind of scenario. And here I go again. People are like, oh shit, here we fucking go. He's gonna rant about shit again. Well, that's kind of the purpose of the fucking podcast. And if you don't like my rants, I would kindly ask you to stop listening, like everybody else is doing. So, I don't know what to tell you. What can I tell you? Like this?
Now, fuck off.
Or I can tell you this way.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
It depends if you are bald. If you're not bald, I apologize. So, and I hear the people already going,
Shut up! Shut the fuck up, man!
Cool.
Anyway, that's playing a lot with the soundboard. So, this week I took a decision to, on my personal account on Facebook, to stop posting shit. Stop posting on Facebook. I'll keep my Facebook, because I have a lot of goddamn pictures. I mean, I was there. I've been in Facebook since 2009. So that makes it 11 years now. 12 years, actually. 12. Yeah, 12 years on Facebook. And yeah, when Facebook started, it wasn't the dystopian death trap and the psychotic robotic ruler as he is now, like determining what is good and what is evil and banning people for 30 days for shit that they posted 5 fucking years ago. It wasn't that, and it's not my particular case, because I usually try to stay away from controversial subjects, because I don't want to elicit the response of a lot of people for negative shit. I'm not a shock jock, in other words, what I'm saying. So even though you listening to me and saying, oh my God, look at how crude he is, look at all the shit that he's saying, look at all that language that he says he believes in God, but look at how he talks. Oh, fuck yeah, that because that's the way I talk, because I'm approaching this with a no bullshit zone. So if you don't appreciate me being a little honest and sincere about everything that I go through, I mean, aren't you fucking tired of bullshit artists? People pretending to be something that they're not? People that are putting masks on? Not the actual physical mask. I mean, putting a facade to making you believe something that they aren't in reality. Like, oh well, I've been through that shit a bunch of times. So anyway, In Facebook, I have a lot of people that follow me there, and a chunk of them. I mean, they're good people. Some of them are very good people. Some of them are family members. It is basically one of the few ways that I still have contact with people that live in the States because I live here in the Dominican Republic, and it's the only way that I have certain contact with them. So that's the only reason right now that I'm keeping the Facebook, although I am going to avoid posting shit there. Not because I fear that I'm gonna get blocked or anything, because again I don't post controversial shit. People start going, either right or left, or try to convey very strong points. I stay clear about that shit. I only talk about geek shit and stupidity and shit that has no reason whatsoever to be, just meh. I keep it meh, so that way I'm off the radar. And I post mostly in English because there's another side of the followings that I get who are evangelical Christians that are very, hardcore in their beliefs, but most of them speak only Spanish. Yes, I understand that Google Facebook has a translate button that can translate the things that I say, but still, I find it that way that make their lives a little bit more difficult because one thing that you have to understand once you get into this evangelical route is that evangelicals are life takers. What do I mean by life takers? Life takers is a Spanish a transliteration of the Spanish expression called Lleva-vida. A Lleva-vida is a guy who, or a person, let's not genderify things, is a person, a human being, that is his only sole purpose in life is to be on top of your life and snitching it to the next possible person and telling them in details and even exaggerating said details to that person about your life. Now, in my experience, because I've been in the evangelical fold since 1992, it has been my personal experience that evangelicals are excellent lleva-vidas. They know every single detail about your life. So, where do they get those details about your life? Well, imbeciles that like to share every single detail about their lives do so in a platform called Facebook. Some also do it on a weirder platform and an even darker one that comes spewed out of the gates of hell called Twitter. And other people do it on Instagram via pictures. And what Instagram does, and if I need to explain these things, and the reason I continue to explain these things is because it is called sarcasm and is continuing the lane of the joke. So, the Instagram post, it goes to Twitter and it goes to Facebook, and now you have a cross feed of platforms that are now sending said information to those who are the life takers or lleva-vidas, and they will inform of your actions to certain groups because they don't like what you're doing. It's a no-no because you are not living up to their standards or what they believe is right. But no, they are concerned. The facade here is always that they are concerned for your spiritual well-being. They are concerned to see that you are are not being a good Christian. You're not giving a good testimony to those who are unbelievers out there. And you are presenting a face that is not right with the body of Christ, and you are not being honest in being right. So out of concern for our Christian brothers out there, we are just letting everybody else know, like, pray for Brother Ariel. He's been acting very weird lately. That kind of shit is what I'm trying to avoid. So I just post blah blah. Now, I do realize that by doing a podcast where I talk about this shit freely and liberally, I'm kind of putting the cat out of the hat. pulling the cat out of the hat, the bag or the hat or whatever. Okay, give it to me, Sam.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Exactly. Give it to me. You want to give something to me, Pesci, too? Go ahead.
You Jew motherfucker, you!
Thank you. I'll take all the insults. I'll take them all. So yeah, as I was saying, this dark corner of alleged Christians, because I call that alleged Christianity, because that's not the Christianity I want to live in. It's more like do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, and it's more living a facade. And if you try to dig deep, it's like this.
Don't ask. I said don't ask. I said don't ask. No question.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't ask no questions. Just let us keep playing this game. And it's a game. It's a fucking facade. Now, what I'm trying to do, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right and everybody's wrong. That's one thing that I think I'm doing right, at least, or better. That I admit I'm a fuck up. I admit that I am not trying to present a facade or a front for people to think I am holier than thou. I'm not. And if you think that I'm this end all be all to any problems, to any shit that it's out there, you are sadly mistaken. I'm dealing with a bunch of shit right now. I am dealing with shit. This part of the reason why I stopped the podcast, because I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna talk to? It's like trying to pull water out of an empty well. Good luck with that. Like, you like to drink sand? You like to drink rocks? Okay, go ahead. So, that's how I felt. And you're like, and some of you may be like, well, then why the hell do you keep going to church? Well, it's not for them. It is not to satisfy them and say, well, at least he's going to church. It's not for them. It's not for whatever they say or what they think. Look, I'll be honest and sincere. I want to avoid problems with religious folks. But quite frankly, I don't give a fuck what they think anymore. There was a time that I gave a lot of shit about what people think. Yes, I do care about what they say to a certain degree, but having their opinions rule my life, that is fuck you now. That is now archived under the section fuck off. That is archived under the section fuck you, and fuck you. Or as the great Jim Cornette would say, thank you, fuck you, bye. I'm done with that shit. I'm done with dealing with people's bullshit and having their opinions, because guess what? They're going to have an opinion about me, whether I do great, whether I do horribly, whether I do anything. Now, does that mean that their opinion is not valid to a point? No. But I'm figuring shit out. And if I just stop and go for every little fucking thing that people tell me, I'm never going to accomplish anything in fucking life. So let me figure out my shit. And if you don't like it, tough shit, deal with your own shit. I'm dealing with mine. In other words, go fuck yourself. Kindly. I say it kindly, with a smile on my face. Non-sarcastically, non-judgmentally. I say go fuck yourself. Deal with your own shit. Let me deal with mine. Okay? Go fuck yourself. So, my thing is, I'm trying to seek God without the bullshit, without the added BS of religion or religious pressure or whatever the hell a certain group thinks it should be done this way or that way. I'm erasing all of that shit out of my system, and I'm going at it in a more practical approach in terms of what I understand. Now, all of this is bullshit to some of you. And I understand that you don't have to believe in what I believe. That's the beauty of being individuals. You can make your own opinion and you can adapt to life however you choose to do so. In my particular case, I have chosen to deal with with life through the lens of there is a God. If there isn't a God, well, guess what? That makes me just wrong. And that's it. If there is a God, then okay. So that was right. And that's it. But I don't have to walk around like everybody else does. And this is a problem with both sides. And I've said this to fucking death, and I'm sorry. But both sides are like, they think that they know everything. And think about it. In the whole process, we've been in this planet. We, us human beings, have been on this planet for millions of years. And yet we only have about, roughly 10,000 years of somewhat recorded history. Ever since we started putting things in writing. So what the fuck happened to all those millions of years before? Nothing happened. Nothing at all. We don't know how many times we destroyed what were we back then? We don't know. So all I'm saying is that, a little humility on both ends of the spectrum could go a long way. So it's like, I don't know. Does it cost that much to say I don't know? No, because we have to. The whole fucking dick measuring contest. It's a fucking dick measuring contest on both sides and the end. On the evangelicals, it's like, how many Bible verses can I quote out of my head? Well, that's wonderful. That's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with learning Bible verses in the head and quoting them. But are you living that shit? No? Then you just memorize shit to sound good. You're just like Jules when he offs people and he quotes, Semite quotes the Bible and then shoots them dead because he thought that was a cool shit to say. So that's it. It's just fucking words. It's just rhymes and songs, and that's it. But if you don't listen to the actual meaning of the word and what it actually is trying to say, then you're just repeating shit, and that's it. And I used to watch a bunch of debates on YouTube with atheists and Christians, and I made up my own mind. I'm like, okay, do I know that there is a God in terms of concrete evidence? It goes either way. It's 50-50. So it's 50-50. It's literally 50-50. There's enough evidence to say that there is, and there is enough evidence to say that there isn't. And both sides can bring out a compelling argument for either argument, for either option. So either way, you're fucked. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. So what the fuck you do with that information? What the fuck you do? You make a choice. You make a choice. It's 50-50 for God's sake. You make a choice. So is there a God? Isn't there a God? So in my case, I decided there is a God. I believe there is a God. So I adhere myself to the Christian side. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This is not about being right or wrong. This is about making a choice and following it through. And finding out through the way, by trial and error, how you're fucking up. And if you're fucking up, then just correct the fuck up and make it right. That's fucking life. It is not about being right or wrong. Guess what? We're all wrong and we're all right at the same time. Always at the same time, because we are fucking walking contradictions. We're human beings, for God's sake. And as human beings, it is our priority, our prerogative to fuck up. It is our fucking nature. The first thing we do in the morning is fuck up some way, somehow. We're going to fuck up. We fuck up. That is what we do. We are experts in fucking up. And if you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't understand that, you're going to fuck up. But I don't want to. It's not up to you, motherfucker. You're a human being. Guess what? That's what you do. That's what you do. You fuck up. And guess what fucking up is? Sin. Sin is fucking up. It's missing the mark. And guess what Torah, the word Torah means? Instruction. It's instruction of how not to fuck up. So the way I see it, the way I view it, what this God thing is just God saying, okay, let me teach you how not to fuck up that badly. I understand you're going to fuck up. That's why I sent the whole Jesus thing. Forgive me if you don't believe that theology. Again, sorry. Still, that's what I believe. Okay, just let's play along. That's why he sent Jesus, because he knew we fuck up. So there's a Jesus thing. But what about the Noah's Ark and the Garden Eve and the flood and all that? I don't know what to tell you about all that shit. I wasn't there, man. All I know is written. Those stories are written. Whether they really happen or not, I don't know. That doesn't make me a less of a Christian because I may not believe it or believe it or not. What makes me a Christian is that I believe in Christ. Like my faith can be imperfect, but through him it is perfected by walking. Because Christianity is a practical way of living. True Christianity. And that's the fucking problem with the great majority of Christians right now, that they don't live it. They don't believe it. They talk about a good game about it, but they really don't believe it. It's horseshit to them. It's more of keeping a front, entertain a thought for a group of people, and try to look apart, while in reality, you're a fuck up, and you care not to admit it because that's the dark side of your being that you don't want to acknowledge. That's the dark side of your soul that you don't want to be honest and sincere about, because it makes you afraid to realize that you're a fuck up. Whereas where I am right now, I have already come to the crossroads of that end. And I understood that, yeah, I don't have to know it all. What the fuck do I have to put that fucking pressure on myself? Oh, you have to know. No, who the fuck says I have to know it all? I'm fucking 43 years old almost. And I don't know dick about dick. I don't know dick about dick. And I don't have the fucking pressure. It's not that I don't want to learn. It's not that I don't want to acknowledge or gain knowledge or be more wiser. It's not that. It's just that I wasn't born with all the fucking... I'm not connected to a fucking matrix and being information downloaded into my fucking brain 24/7. That's not how it fucking works. You learn by fucking up. You learn by knowing what's wrong. And how the fuck you know what's wrong? By fucking up. And the faster that you admit you're a fuck up, the better you're off at life. You stop being a judgmental prick. You stop being a judgmental asshole towards people. And there's a reason why I avoid people, because as I told my mother-in-law when she came visiting last week, I said, look, I'm cool with God and I'm cool with the devil, because none of them have fucked me over. You know who has fucked me over, though? People. People have fucked me over big time. People have fucked me over like I was Marilyn Monroe on a crack bench with the two Kennedys running a train up my ass. That's very specific.
Goody gumdrops.
Oh, poor Marilyn. Yep, that's what she was doing, the poor woman. Okay, so that rant is over. And I think let's just call it there. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for entertaining this shit and listening to it. HuskyByBooPod.com website, still there. I mean, I haven't updated it in a while, but it basically has the same information. You go there, check my art if you so care to do so. And the TeePublic store, please buy shit there. That's the only way you can help out. That's the only way. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have none of that shit. I don't have an audience to do that shit. But at least I have that store there where you can buy shit that is interest of yours. That it might be stuff that you like. You know, designs that I have done in the past. So if there's shit that you like there, buy it. And it's beneficial for both ways because I get money and you get something that you like. So go there to the tpublicstore.com website through the Husky Barbu Pod website there, and you can check all the merch that is there. It's not just t-shirts again. We have cases for phones, cases for laptops, notebooks, magnets, stickers, buttons, all that shit. So there, go there and indulge yourself on my end. So yeah, this has been the Husky Barbu Podcast number 50. This has been Ariel, and I wish you adieu. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.